Hi HCG family, this is Jen checking in on VLCD 50. Yesterday I said it was VLCD 50, but yesterday it was actually 49. So I did change in the description, but of course I couldn't change it on the video, so I just changed on the title, but that's okay. And today my weight was, let's see, it was 136.8, so I released another 0.4, so that puts me 0.6 below LIW, which is exciting. That's a good thing. And then tomorrow, technically, I could go into P3 like anytime after 3 p.m., but I'm going to try to wait. I wanted to go a full 3 days versus 72 hours. So tomorrow I will just, eat with hunger. If I get hungry in the evening and I want a little bit more, I'll have a little bit more, but I'm going to try to do just P2 foods, just more of them if I need it. And if anything, I might incorporate a little bit of cauliflower because I do plan on having cauliflower on Thursday for Thanksgiving. And then, yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's what I'll try, maybe. We'll see. And what else? Okay, well, I could tell you guys real quickly what my plans are for Thanksgiving. I'm going to make... All right, what I do is I use frozen cauliflower and I thaw it out and then I chop it in a Vidalia onion slapper and it makes like little cubes. So that I take those little cubes and kind of like hash brown potato casserole, and I take the cubes and I'm going to use Faya yogurt plain because I don't want to do sour cream yet. I use a little bit of chicken bouillon, which I know isn't the healthiest choice, but it's a better alternative to using cream of chicken soup. And then some garlic powder and maybe even some minced garlic and some chopped onions, and mix all that up, and a little bit of pepper. And then I'm going to put in some diced onions, and then I'm going to grate sharp cheddar cheese on top and mix a little bit of that through and then bake it. So it ends up tasting like a, what do you call it, hash brown casserole that a lot of people have on the holidays. And so that's one thing I'm going to make. And then I'm also going to make steamed green beans, and instead of mushroom or green bean casserole, I'm going to use the steamed green beans. And then I'm going to have with that some sliced up mushrooms, and I'm going to use some bacon and maybe a little bit of bacon fat and seasonings, of course. So we're going to have that, and then I'm going to make stuffing, which could be kind of risky, but all three of these things my husband wanted, and he has been in P3 for a while, where I'm just going into it tomorrow. Well, not really tomorrow, but on Wednesday. So I only felt it was fair to him to make these things that he asked for, because he's such a great guy and I'm happy to do it. So I am going to make stuffing, and I'm going to use Ezekiel bread. And then I found this tonight. So if you guys haven't bought all your stuff yet, this was from Trader Joe's. Basically what's in here is, it's all fresh stuff. It's celery, onions, parsley. It says sprigs of parsley, rosemary, thyme, and sage leaves. How genius is that? Love it. It's all chopped up, ready to go. Because I'm going to make a big batch, and then I'm going to freeze some or just set some aside for hubby later in the week, because he tolerates that kind of stuff early on much better than I do. Or maybe I'll just freeze some for Christmas. I don't know, whatever. The kids will eat it too, so somebody will eat it. I might just have a bite. So I'm going to do, let's see, the stuffing with the Ezekiel bread, the cauliflower fake potato type of thing, which is delicious. I have made that before, and you can use sour cream. I'm just using the Faya yogurt because I'm still getting acclimated to foods, and it's still tender, and I have it in the house too, which is nice. And then the green bean casserole, and I'm also going to make fresh cranberries, which are pretty low in sugar and carbs and that kind of stuff. Fresh cranberries, and it says on the bag how to cook them. They just kind of like pop open. And I'm going to use Truvia in that. And then I'm going to take some frozen strawberries and chop those up and kind of thicken it. And I might use either gelatin, like Knox gelatin, or I might even use a little bit of xanthium gum to thicken up my cranberry sauce. So that should taste like the real deal, I'm thinking. I think that should be pretty good. I have had it with like the gelatin, and then this sounds kind of strange. This is an old recipe from a long time ago, but then you also take little bits of celery and chop it up and put it in there, and it gives like a real nice crunch. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not though. I might just keep it kind of sweet. I don't know. But I want to tell you also, I have already bought a big bag of xanthium gum. It's probably about this bag, and it was expensive. It was like $13 or 12 something. today, or not today, yesterday, I found this at Walmart. So if you haven't bought yours yet, I don't know if you can see how big this is. It's only a couple inches, 3 inches tall maybe. This is xanthium gum, and it's 0.32 ounce. It's got 8 servings in it, which usually when you bake on P3, you only need a little bit, or if you're making a gravy or something, you only need a smidgen. But a lot of recipes do call for this. It was only 49 cents at Walmart. So if you have not bought xanthium gum yet, look for this. It was in the baking aisle. I was really surprised to find it. It's called Hodgkin Mill xanthium gum. It's gluten-free and it's 49 cents. And that should actually last you, or buy a couple packs if you think you're gonna go through it fast. And then of course, oh, real quick, I'm gonna make the meringue cookies. Now a lot of people have said they're too sweet. So I did make them again, and I agree, they were too sweet. So I made them again, and this time I used 4 egg whites, and I used two, my eggs weren't quite as big though when I made it again, so I used 4 egg whites and 2 tablespoons of powdered Truvia. So if you use 3 egg whites, you use 3 large egg whites and you're getting quite a bit out of there. You know, you could try the 2 tablespoons of powdered Truvia, or maybe even cut it back to like 1.5 tablespoons. Other than that, the cream of tartar was the same. And this time too, I didn't measure the salt, I just kind of shook a little bit in. And of course the vanilla. I did all that, and I also, after I got them whipped up and it was, you know, pretty meringue, I did kind of fold in a little bit of cinnamon, and it seemed to be okay. So they didn't break down, so they worked, at least that time they did. And I was able to cook them, and I had a friend try them. They were nice and light and fluffy, and they turned out, she said they weren't too sweet, so I'm trusting her on that. But you know, honestly, when I'm making a recipe, even like whatever I'm making, I will sometimes taste it and see if something tastes too sweet. I don't like freak out over the raw egg thing, but that is totally up to you. A lot of people don't want to take the chance. I mean, I've just done that my whole life. My mom would make cookies, cake mixes, and she's like, here, lick the spatula. I mean, that's just what we did. And I've never gotten sick from it, and I buy good quality stuff, so I'm not, you know, I always check the dates. I keep my refrigerator cold, and I don't worry about it too much. Hasn't killed me yet, so, but you know, do that at your own risk, people. I'm not telling you to eat raw eggs. And what else? But I'm sure a lot of people out there are thinking, oh yeah, I used to lick the spatula too. Are you kidding me? That was the best part of when your mom would make a cake or cookies or something. I love that. Hello, cookie dough, anyone? Raw cookie dough. But what else? And then nowadays we freak out over everything. It's so funny. Trying to think. Okay, so I told you about the cookies and what I plan on eating and what my weight was, and I think that's about it. Well, I hope you guys, oh, I know what I wanted to show you. I want to show you what I have on. Okay. I do have a new pair of jeans on today. I don't know if you can see, I gotta pull them up a little. So there's my new jeans, that's what I look like, and I got a new little sweater from Marshalls and new jeans from Marshalls, and they're really comfy. So that's what I look like. So I was happy about that, and I did wear them actually earlier with like a pair of boots, so it actually made my legs look even better. At least I think it did. And the daughter approved, so that's always a good thing. And alright guys, well that is it. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Oh, I know what it was. When you make your cookies, make sure you use parchment paper. Parchment paper is coated with a different coating than wax paper. Wax paper is meant for cold foods like wrapping up a sandwich or maybe layering cookies, something like that. Parchment paper is actually meant for the oven up to a certain temperature. You have to check your box. I think it's up to 400 or something like that. I'm not sure. But that's meant for the oven. Parchment is, but not wax. You put them on wax, it could curl and they could also stick and stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there since somebody might want to make those. And don't forget too, if your cookies do turn out and you use less sweetener, they're not sweet enough, you can always drizzle chocolate delight on them to sweeten them up, or you know, you can put a little powder, you can always put some sweetener on afterwards. So it should work out. Just keep experimenting with it. I think everybody's palate's different, and you might have to just change it up a bit. But a lot of people have had success, and I've had a lot of good batches, so I'm sure you guys can do it too. But I did change the description, so if you go back and look at the recipe, I did change it, if you guys need to refer to that. Alright guys, well I hope you're having a wonderful evening, and that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.